Welcome to today's Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here because today we're jumping right into something that literally has the power to completely alter the trajectory of your life. Most of us are kind of conditioned to believe that wealth just starts the exact moment you get a massive raise or land a huge promotion or maybe even win the lottery. But the really fascinating truth we're going to explore today is that wealth begins in the mind long before a single dollar ever shows up in your bank account. So we're breaking down the exact mindset and habits and separate people who build lasting wealth from those who are just barely getting by.
Let's kick things off with a quick thought experiment. Picture two people, person A and person B. They both just received exactly $1,000. Neither one is richer than the other, no special advantages, the playing field is entirely equal. The only variable here is what happens next in their minds. Person A immediately thinks, finally, what can I buy? And grabs the newest phone they've been eyeing. And within days, poof, the money is gone. Sure, there's that quick burst of excitement, but it fades, and life just goes back to normal. But person B, they take a micro-pause. Instead of asking what they can buy, they ask, how can this money improve my future? They take that same $1,000, spend a little to learn a valuable new skill, invest a portion, and keep some as an emergency fund. Fast forward a year, and that same $1,000 has created two completely different futures. The secret sauce wasn't income or luck, it was entirely the mindset.
Which brings us to Section 1, the core metaphor, planting your financial seeds.
I really want you to think of your money like a handful of seeds. Imagine two gardeners who are both handed the exact same seeds. The first gardener takes his and just eats them all right there on the spot. He's full and satisfied for a day, even if raw seeds aren't exactly a gourmet meal. But what happens tomorrow? He has absolutely nothing left. The second gardener takes a totally different approach. He deliberately plants his seeds in the dirt. He might stay a little hungry today, sacrificing that immediate comfort, but over the coming months, those seeds grow into a massive garden that feeds him forever. Every single dollar you earn from this day forward is a seed. You have a choice. You can spend it once and eat it, or you can plant it in something that grows your future.
Moving on to Section 2, the duality of spending, consumption versus investment. This duality brings us directly to the choices we make every single day. Because every time you open your wallet, you're actually making a deliberate choice between two very distinct categories of spending. The first one is consumption. This includes spending money on things that provide immediate enjoyment or meet everyday needs. But here is the catch. They are completely gone once used. We're talking fancy meals, new clothes, vacations, the latest electronics. Now let's be super clear. There is absolutely nothing wrong with enjoying your life. You worked hard, you should enjoy the fruits of your labor. But the real danger is when consumption becomes your only financial habit. If you are constantly eating your seeds, you're just never going to get ahead.
In direct contrast, our second category is investment. This means using your money today specifically to increase your future opportunities. And hey, this isn't just about throwing cash into the stock market. It's about buying education, books, equipment for a side business, or funding a retirement account. Financially successful people have basically trained their brains to look at a price tag and ask, will this purchase continue helping me months or even years from now? They are constantly hunting for ways to transition their money from mere consumption into active investment.
That takes us to Section 3, the ultimate resource, buying time. That active investment leads to one of the most fascinating ways that wealthy people use their money differently. It's not just about what they buy, but why they buy it. Here's a huge takeaway from this explainer. Rich people don't just buy stuff, they buy time. Before they swipe their card, they ask, will this save me time or just impress my neighbors? They happily spend money to learn a skill faster or buy tools that massively improve their productivity, automate boring repetitive tasks, or hire help for work that doesn't actually require their personal attention. Why do they do all this? Because time is literally the only resource on this earth that you cannot replace. By exchanging their money for time, they free themselves up to create even more opportunities and build even more value. They aren't just spending money, they're exchanging it for leverage.
All right, Section 4, the behavioral proof, the delayed gratification superpower.
So what's the psychological engine actually driving all of this? How do people realistically discipline themselves to plant seeds rather than just eat them? Well, it all comes down to a really famous psychology experiment involving children and marshmallows. Researchers placed kids in a room with a single marshmallow and gave them a simple choice. You can eat this one marshmallow right now. Or, if you can wait and not eat it, we'll bring you a second one, and you can have two later. As you can imagine, some kids grabbed that marshmallow immediately. But others, they managed to wait. They sat on their hands, looked at the ceiling, and held out for the larger reward. And that's the crucial point.
right? Building wealth isn't actually about money at its core. It's about exactly what those kids were doing. It's about the superpower of delayed gratification. It's that conscious, deliberate decision to sacrifice a little bit of fun or comfort today so that you can enjoy much greater rewards tomorrow. This right here is the absolute bedrock of the wealth mindset.
Let's look at Section 5, Real-Life Application, Olivia versus Ethan.
Let's take all these abstract psychological concepts and drop them into real life by looking at two everyday people to see how this actually plays out over time. It brilliantly shows the divergence of two mindsets. Meet Olivia and Ethan. Now, Olivia loves upgrades. Whenever she gets a bonus or some extra cash, she immediately upgrades her phone, buys new shoes, adds a new subscription. She gets that immediate burst of joy, but within a few weeks, the excitement inevitably fades and her bank account is back at zero. She's just stuck in a pure consumption loop. Then we have Ethan. Ethan also likes spending money, but he follows one strict rule. When he gets extra cash, he asks, "Can I use part of this to make future money?" He buys a course to sharpen his career skills, or maybe a piece of equipment for a freelance gig. Years down the road, Olivia is still waiting for her next bonus to buy a new phone, while Ethan's small, consistent investments have completely snowballed into massive life opportunities.
Which leads us perfectly into Section 6, the ultimate shift, the wealth builder's habit. So, how do we actually become more like Ethan? How do we practically apply this today, the very next time we have a few extra dollars in our hands? Well, it comes down to a specific set of mental micropauses. Step 1. The next time you get a bonus, a tax refund, or just some extra income, force yourself to pause before you spend it. Just interrupt the autopilot. Step 2. Ask yourself honestly, will I even remember this purchase 5 years from now? If the answer is no, it's highly likely pure consumption. Step 3. Pivot and ask, could this money create opportunities that still benefit me in 5 years? These 3 steps slow down your brain just enough to let the investor mindset take the wheel.
Because at the end of the day, the language we use inside our own heads totally dictates our reality. Most people look at a price tag and ask, can I afford this? But if you think about it, that question only focuses on today's budget. It just asks if the cash is currently sitting in the checking account. Financially successful people ask a fundamentally different question. They ask, is this the best use of this money? Notice the difference there? The first question focuses on merely surviving today. The second question focuses entirely on building tomorrow's opportunities. That one small shift in vocabulary honestly changes everything.
So I'm going to leave you with this final, provocative thought. The next time you pull out your credit card, look at whatever you are about to buy and ask yourself, is this the best use of this money? Are you eating your seeds today, or are you actually planting a garden for your future self? I really want you to take that question with you this week. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Start thinking differently today, and I promise you, your future self is going to thank you. And hey, be sure to stick around, because in our next explainer, we are diving into the specific, daily, on-the-ground habits wealthy people use to stay ahead. From how they view debt, to why they prioritize ownership over appearances, you definitely won't want to miss it.